If you can play this little boogie woogie shape, just that, I'm going to show you how you can turn that into a full-on rock riff, solos, the whole thing, put the whole thing together just from that one little shape by the end of this video. All right, so what's the secret sauce behind rock and roll? The DNA of rock and roll is all in the basic kind of blues shuffle, this thing right here, right? That's what it all started with, right? And rock and roll essentially was that, but kind of sped up, made meaner, kind of straightened up, thanks to legends like Chuck Berry or Eric Clapton. Playing the boogie woogie shuffle through a Marshall stack just had an amazing sound. So check it out. Here's the basic blues shuffle, right? Now, it has a really different sound depending on the way that you play it. Or, you know, so if I play it like this, you know, it's just kind of fumbling along like a horse with no name or something like that. But if I play exactly the same thing, but with a slightly different accent, it's a Texas shuffle, right? So you see how those little kind of nuances can really change. It's the same kind of idea. That's the engine. But the way that you play it and the way that you kind of rev that engine in different ways really transforms that groove. So let's build that engine. The basis of it is based around a power chord. So that's the root and the fifth of the chord, right? And then what we do is we start to add stuff to that. And potentially you can add all kinds of different things to create your riffs, but you start by going between the root and the sixth. But then you can add these things to it. So one of the first ones is you throw in the flat seven right there, and there's a million different things you can do with that as soon as you start doing that. And it starts to sound more like a riff, and it gives you that extra attitude. Then the next one is you can throw in on the A string here, you can throw in the minor third and major third kind of interplay, and it starts to give it this kind of like almost like this gears moving. So you can hear that kind of movement happening, which gives it that really exciting sound. That's kind of the sound of the bass line. So when you get like the, all those things kind of moving together, it really feels like you're going somewhere. All right, some other things you can do is you can add some low notes to give it some kind of grind in there. So as well as going up to the flat seven, you can also go down here. That just gives it that really cool kind of rock sound. And then you can go higher as well, like for example going, so right there I'm hitting that A note right there to give it that octave sound. So once you've got all those things, basically you can take your power chord and you can add all these different notes. You can add any of those notes to it. So you got your power chord. So I'll show you a riff that I'm working on for the next album that we're releasing, which is going to be called Evangeline. It's kind of a swamp rock guitar album. So the riff goes like this. Basically all I'm doing is I'm playing the boogie woogie, but I'm starting with that low bend on the 3rd fret. So, and then walking up, and here I'm toggling like this. I'm toggling between the root note. It's a really cool effect. And then I'm putting in the little walk up from the minor to major 3rd. So you see how when you start to put that together, there's a myriad of different ways you could play that, and it becomes like going from that basic rhythm to actually building these licks that become songs. All right, here's where it starts to get fun. So you keep that groove going, you keep that lick going, but then you can start to add in melodies and solos. And the easiest way to do that, of course, is the pentatonic scale. So all you're going to do basically is take this same move here. The pentatonic scale is the same move right here. For example, if I just play the middle notes here, it's that same move, right? Just the 1st and 3rd fingers. So here's a cool trick. What you can do is you basically start by playing a little bit of the rhythm, and then you put in some pentatonic licks. So you see there, I'm just literally bouncing back and forth between the boogie woogie here and going up to the pentatonic, the full pentatonic. It's right there, but of course you just, in those middle parts there, it just has an awesome sound in this little box shape here. And then if you want to add some excitement to that, you just go up further. You know, like you can go into this little zone, that pattern 3, where the BB box is. And that adds excitement as you kind of go further and further up the neck. Okay, so that's everything you need to start kind of building rock songs. So I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to put this all together and play one of the songs from our latest album. It's called Swamp Devil. And basically the whole song is just based around this basic riff. And then the melody right there in the pentatonic. And you just kind of give it some juice. Okay, so let's give it a go. Okay. Alright, so there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this. And you know, obviously it takes practice. You got playing guitar is all about muscle memory. It's all about, getting in the groove. It's about getting that boogie woogie groove really ingrained in your soul, and then getting that pentatonic scale where you can speak with it because you know it so well that it just kind of you can use it to express your own voice. So have fun with that. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a link to a song you're working on in the comments, and give us a subscribe, give us a like, and most of all, remember, turn it up.